You got that axle greased?
Yeah, all set. Should ride smooth as silk.
Good.
I hope so after all this work. Boy, it is a hot day for this kind of work, ain't it?
It sure is that.
Howdy, brother.
Really hot today, isn't it?
I think it all depends on what kind of work you're doing.
Well, I've been out there riding on that hot, dusty road with that terrible wind blowing in my face. What have you fellas been doing?
Oh, nothing. Just working and sweating over that fire over there and fixing wagon wheels, that's all.
You're lucky, believe me. It's much better than riding on those hot, dusty roads with that terrible wind blowing in your face. Don't let me interrupt. Keep up the good work. I think I'll just go over here and sit down and relax a minute before I go into the house and rest up.
You know, little brother, for a fella that's been working as hard as our brother Adam has here, it appears to me that he's deserving of something real nice, like a cooling bath. Don't it to you?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think that's the least we can do for our brother Adam. Such a sweet guy. Works so hard and everything. Just works himself to death, huh?
And it is hot out there on that road, I know. Adam, you fell down. We're so sorry about that. We're going to cool you
We're
out
going to
now.
cool you up right now.
No, you're not serious.
Yeah.
Oh, we are, boy. Oh, yeah.
All right, boys, break it up. Break it up. What are you doing in there, Hoss?
I was thirsty, Paul. What else?
Well, Adam, it's good to see you back. What did Hank Johnson want?
Well, it was a hot, dusty ride.
Oh, can you spare us the details of your hardships and just tell Pa what he wants to know, please?
Well, Hank was up at Sheephead, and he saw about 150 head of our cattle up there.
All the way up to Sheephead? They're straying a long way from home, ain't they? That's all the way up in Paiute country.
Well, I'm glad to see that you've come up for air, son.
Hey, Pa, you want Hoss and I to go up there and get him?
Now, I think that might cause a little trouble with the Paiutes.
You can make a deal with them, give them half of them strays. I'd see them through the winter.
You know, you have a point.
Would you like me to ride up that hot, dusty road and settle it?
Why don't you give us some hot, dusty help around here before you leave, huh?
Oh, now, you two boys have been doing such a wonderful job. You don't need any help. Adam, why don't you ride up there? You offer the Paiutes half the herd if they'll help you drive the rest of them down here. 75 head should see them through the winter comfortably.
All right, I'll leave first thing in the morning.
Good.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings.
Hard feelings. Good morning.
Good morning, stranger. Drink?
Oh, it's a little too early for that. Like a cup of coffee if you got one.
Always got that. Matter of fact, I never touch anything else but that myself. Passing through?
No, name's Adam Cartwright. Looking for some stray cattle that were seen up here. Thought I'd come in and tell the sheriff what I was doing.
Sheriff? Not around here, friend. McDermott says we don't need one.
Well, who's he?
Who's McDermott? Now, Mr. Callan, you know you oughtn't be coming around here this time of the morning.
Good morning, Scotty.
Good morning, Mr. Callan. I brought you something. Oh, why, it's beautiful. It's all yours, Scotty. It's all yours for 2 bottles of whiskey. Now, Mr. Callan, now, as much as I'd like to have it, I'm not going to take it because you've had too much to drink already. Scotty. How could any man have the wisdom to tell another man when he's had too much to drink? No, my friend. None of us can claim an insight so great as all that. 2 bottles, Scotty. 2 bottles of your finest. Well, at least, will you take them home to drink them, please? Oh, Scotty, just 1 drink, too. Revive my flagging spirits, and then you'll be rid of me. A glass, Scotty. That's my property, Rolly. I'll thank you not to ruin it.
The squaw man here painted it, didn't he? Nobody buys his scribblings but Mr. McDermott. You ought to know that by now.
You are a filthy swine.
And you, Mr. Callan, are married to the whelp of a coyote. You got a long, busy nose.
Just didn't like the odds. Kind of curious, what reason you got for roughing up this fella and trying to destroy a beautiful painting like that?
You ever heard the Paiute? This guy that you feel so sorry for lives with them. He even married one.
Well, maybe if some of the rest of us would learn to live with them, there'd be a lot less trouble. A little less killing, a little less grief.
Well, you go to your church, and I'll go to mine.
Just a minute. You can leave now.
Now listen, you. You picked a wrong town to throw your weight around in. And you, Scotty, you made a little mistake. Mr. McDermott isn't gonna forget that.
It's more the whiskey in him than being hit by Rolly. He's been this way before.
Who's this McDermott that commands such respect from our recent visitor?
Well, McDermott commands respect, as you call it, from everybody in the district, white man and red man alike. Except for my place, he owns or controls nearly everything in town.
Does he control him?
Mm-hmm, him too. And through his Indian wife, the whole Paiute tribe.
Well, how's that?
Well, Callan sells his paintings to McDermott. And then at McDermott's store, he's able to buy just enough food to keep the tribe alive. And enough whiskey to keep him like this.
He's a pretty good painter.
Good. Why, a fella came by here a couple of months ago, and I sold him one of Callan's paintings. Later, he sent me a letter saying that he had showed it to some people at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington. And they told him that given time, Callan could rank with the greatest Western painters. Catlin, Kurtz, Bierstadt, any of them.
It's a very special company. You tell Callan that?
Mm-hmm. Didn't mean a thing to him.
Well, I guess we better get some coffee into him.
No, he's going to get himself killed if he keeps living with them Indians. That whiskey doesn't get him first. I never saw a man so hated just for loving his fellow man.
Yeah, well, it all started centuries ago, Scotty, and it's been going on ever since.
Who are you?
This is Adam Cartwright, Mr. Callan. First time I ever saw that hired gun of McDermott back down, Adam made him do it, ordered him off the property.
Did you do that?
Well, let's just say that I convinced him that he might be happier someplace else.
Scotty, bring over my bottle, please, and 2 glasses.
Don't you think that might do you a little more good?
Oh, just don't be foolish. Never tell you that stuff. Now then, let's have a drink.
Well, here's to you and your work. You're pretty good.
Thank you.
You're obviously a man of talent, background, education. Why are you burying yourself out here in the wilderness?
Well, I'm married to a very beautiful and lovely Paiute wife. I love her, and I love her people. Does a man need any more reasons than that?
No. You know, nobody ever beat that stuff yet.
Well, maybe not, Adam. The point is, I don't want to beat it. This is my friend, my crutch. I don't know. Whatever it is. I can't seem to live without it. But enough of me. Adam, what are you doing in this warm, friendly little town we call Sheephead?
Well, as a matter of fact, it might concern you. At least your Indian friends. One of our herds strayed up here, and When I find them, I thought I'd give the Paiutes half of them. Should come to about 75 head.
Why?
I'd like for them to help me drive the rest of the herd back to our ranch.
You're a good man, Adam. You're a good man. You know, a fella like me, I'm able to sense a good man when I see one. You're very kind, thoughtful, considerate. I want to tell my people, Paiutes, you're a friend. You're a friend.
My people. I don't know what keeps him going, Adam. I just don't.
Where does he live? I'll take him home.
With a small band of Paiutes, you ride the trail north about 5 miles out of town.
Well, better get him on his horse.
You aren't going to be popular in Sheephead for helping him, Adam.
Well, that's too bad.
Even the Paiutes, they aren't going to look kindly on you when you take him home.
Scotty, you worry too much.
When you live in Sheephead long enough, you begin worrying about your next breath. Oh.
I'm McDermott. Who are you and what do you want around here?
Name's Cartwright. I came up to find some cattle that strayed up here.
Cattle?
A friend of ours saw them up here last week.
Then they're trespassing. Take some advice, mister, and just move on out of this town.
All right, I heard you.
You better hear real good, mister. This is McDermott's town.
Is that a public road?
Yeah, that's a public road. But you step off of it and you'll likely be stepping on my property.
I'll be very careful.
No way he's doing that drunk a favor.
Maybe you heard about that little wife he's got out there.
Shut up.
Huh, mister? Well, what's wrong with you? Everybody says she's a looker. You even said yourself, did it?
I told you to shut up.
All right, McDermott. You're the boss.
Get some men and take care of them cattle he is talking about. Then he won't have an excuse for staying around here.
I come as a friend.
You come as a fool. He dead, you die.
He's not dead. Just had too much whiskey.
Don't talk. Just come and be quiet. Instrument! My brother, he is all right?
Yes, he is all right, Johnny. Just a little too much to drink. Please bring him inside.
Vai por now. Vai, homem.
Thank you for bringing him home. I am Esther Callan.
I'm Adam Cartwright. I'd like to talk to you.
You give him whiskey?
No, I didn't give him whiskey. If you don't mind.
You give him whiskey, he die. And my people die. Without him, we have no food.
They're beautiful.
They are the heart and the spirit and the tears of a great man.
You always drink like this?
He is sick in his heart for my people, and he is sick with shame for his. He drinks to make easy the pain, but the more he drinks, the worse is the pain.
Well, he loves you and your people.
And that love is destroying him.
There's a man in town, McDermott. He buys your husband's paintings.
Yes.
Well, from what I've been able to gather, he doesn't like your husband very much.
He hates him because he married me, an Indian. And someday, unless my husband goes away, McDermott will find reason to kill him.
Well, stop by and see you in the morning. I want to talk some more with your husband.
Thank you again, Adam Cartwright, for helping my husband. Goodbye.
Think you can stop hating long enough to help me herd some cattle over here? Be about 75 head. Judging from the looks of your village, you could sure use them. All right. You just stand there and watch your women and children starve. When you could, feed them. Make them proud of you. Real proud.
Wait. What does white man want in return?
I'll give you half the herd if you help me get the rest of them to the Ponderosa.
It will be done.
Good. Now, you round up some of your braves and meet me at Spanish Peak when the sun climbs to the top. I'll see you then.
My favorite painting of them all. It is gone, my husband.
Yeah. I sold it for 2 bottles of rot gut whiskey.
It does not matter.
Oh, yes, it does matter. It matters a great deal. I'm selling my dreams, my work, my purpose for whiskey. Why do I do that? How can I do it?
You've done so much for my people already, and you've been hurt so much for it.
All I've done is hurt myself.
But you're wasting your gift, a gift of greatness. Go back to your own people, where your life will have some use, some real purpose.
Whither thou goest, I will go. And where thou lodgest, I will lodge. I love you, Esther.
And I love you.
There was a herd here, all right. And my hunch is right. Somebody beat us to him with a running iron.
It does not matter. We never really believed in white man's help.
Well, now, if you can help me, we'll get him back.
If Paiute help one white man against another, only Paiute get hurt. Namotaka!
Hiya, Mr. Cartwright.
That roan outside, who's it belong to?
Oh, that's Rowley's, McDermott's gunman.
I was looking for my herd this morning. They're missing. Rowley's got a branding iron steel worm hanging from his saddle.
Uh-oh, I was afraid of that when you mentioned the cattle in front of him.
I offered half of them to the Paiute if they'd help me. Hungry as they were, they refused.
Well, you can't blame them too much. The Paiutes have been kicked around and starved until they're beaten. They're helpless.
Yeah, what this territory needs is not only a sheriff, but a good Indian agent.
Well, now, I've written to Washington a dozen times. I always get the same answer. Too many other trouble spots. Not enough money and manpower to go around. The Paiute is at the bottom of the barrel.
Now, there is a man in Washington that might be concerned for a people even as lowly as the Paiutes. Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln? Well, now, how would we get to the President of the United States?
Callan might.
You tell me how.
Well, if we could get him to Washington with his paintings.
Well, I don't see what his paintings have got to do with it.
If his paintings can move fellas like you and me, would they do any less to Abraham Lincoln?
You mean send Callan to Washington?
Might work.
Mr. Cartwright, you've seen Callan. What makes you think he'd go?
He's got to. I'll ride out and talk to him.
Down up for the boys, Scotty. They've had a long, hard day on the range.
You're out on the range today. I didn't see your men.
Well, mister, if you was out on that range, you was on my property. I warned you about that.
Man has a right to look for stray cattle and have his brand on them.
Didn't find any. Did you?
No. But on your saddle, there's a branding iron. It's still warm.
Of course it is. They've been branding Mavericks all day.
Mavericks. With the Ponderosa brand on them?
Mister, I'm telling you for the second and last time. Get out of this town. Out of this part of the country.
Adam? Good luck.
You picked peculiar friends. First, that Indian lover Callan, now this one. Friends like that can get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, just like that.
What's the matter with you? Are you crazy? Trying to destroy a beautiful picture like that.
Beautiful picture. That's just a Paiute. That's all it is, a stinking Paiute.
That's a work of art, you stupid fool. Someday that'll be worth a lot of money.
What does an old coot like you know about art?
More than you think, Mr. Range Pirate. There's men in Washington that think he's a great artist right up there with the best of them.
Washington?
Yes, Washington. The place that's gonna cook your goose when Callan's paintings show him what's going on out here.
Well, now, Scotty, that's a very interesting little plan you Indian lovers have worked out. Let's go, boys. Hey, Scotty. I sure appreciate that art lesson. Sure do.
Where you go?
To see your sister's husband.
Why?
I have an idea that might help him and your tribe.
I told you. White man's help bring nothing but trouble to Indian.
Yes, I know. But you can't speak for your white brother.
I can't do it. I belong here with my wife and her people. They need me.
They need you more in Washington. Your paints, your brushes could tell their story. Could tell their story to this whole country. You could make this country cry for its red brother. You're their only hope. You could get an agent out here. You might even get legislation passed to help the Paiute.
Governments move very slowly. Who would support the Paiutes if I took my paintings to Washington and wasn't here to paint for their food?
Then maybe the Paiute better tighten its belt even more for the sake of its future.
Red men have no future in white man's world.
He's right. I can only do what I can to make their life tolerable.
Tolerable. What did you call this? Your friend? Well, drink it. But don't lie to yourself. That's no more your friend than you are to them.
That's not true. I love them. I work for them.
That's right. You keep them half alive. You make their existence tolerable, as you say. But when you could do so much more and you refuse, then you're no friend to them. And you, when you refuse to help yourselves, maybe you deserve what you've got.
Wait. You say much truth. You still want help find Herd?
I sure do.
We help him. Food feed us. You go to white man's government.
Oh, please go, my husband. It is your chance to find yourself.
Esther.
Go before it is too late.
Esther, you know me better than anyone else. My weaknesses.
And your strength.
I'm a drunkard.
You are a great artist. And my husband.
You believe I can go to Washington and stay sober? I can do everything Adam wants me to do and return to you sober?
I believe.
After everything you've been through. After everything I've done to you. What do you believe, my friend?
I'd bet on you.
Well, I guess the only thing left for me is to try. I'll go into town and book passage.
You round up your braves and let's get those cattle.
I don't want to lose you.
You will not lose me. You will gain the world. And the world will gain you.
Well, where'd you find him?
Just where you said I'd find him. Heading for the stage depot.
That right, Callan? You figuring on making a little trip?
I'm here because your gunman forced me. Now, what do you want?
I just want to talk a little business deal with you.
I'm through dealing with you, McDermott.
Why? You think you're going to get help from Washington? You think I don't know where you're headed?
That's where I'm still headed. You're gonna have to kill me to keep me here.
Kill you? What a thought. Since you was taking a trip, I was just gonna buy you a little drink.
I don't want to drink.
Sure you do. You always want a drink. Rolly, sit our friend down there at the table. Scotty, bring me a bottle.
No, he doesn't want a drink.
Scotty, that trouble you're asking for is getting closer all the time. Drink it.
Mr. McDermott says you want a drink.
Now, you stop that!
Free whiskey, ain't it?
You... Now, you aren't gonna kill me, are you?
You're right.
Ooh!
How much you think it'll take to knock him out?
I don't know. He's used to an awful lot, but I guess whatever it takes, sweet and 40, huh?
What do you want?
You just brought your husband home, ma'am.
What have you done to him?
Well, now, don't tell us he's never been brought home in this condition before.
But he would not drink now. Not now.
Why not? He's been doing it for years.
Just get him out of the wagon. Get the paintings.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just getting Mr. McDermott's private property.
No. They belong to my husband.
Not anymore. He made a new deal with me. Winter food for your people, whiskey for him.
You are lying.
When are you going to give up on that drunken excuse for a man?
He is my husband. He helps my people.
Helps them? Huh. To do what? Sit in their teepees and cry over the plight of the red man?
He fed us, sold his paintings.
He sold them to me. I fed your people. I kept them alive.
You bought his paintings and gave him whiskey to destroy him.
No, no. I bought them because of you, to help you.
No, no!
Yes. I've always wanted you.
I told you before. I want nothing to do with you.
You think he can help you? Look at him. Now you come with me, and I'll feed your people. Otherwise, they're gonna starve. It's not gonna be like you think. I love you too.
You do not know the meaning of the word.
Oh, yes, I do. I'll show you.
You touch me and I will kill you.
You couldn't.
Oh, yes. As I would a wild pig. No!
Well, what do you know? You kill her?
No. She killed herself. Because her husband couldn't do anything but get drunk. Because he abandoned her people. You understand?
Sure, I understand. She wasn't much of a loss anyway.
Get out.
Sure.
probably been and gone by now.
What the... My sister, she is dead.
How about him?
Just unconscious.
Take her to her tribe and come back.
It was McDermott. It had to be McDermott.
Well, let's see if we can sober him up. Get some coffee going, right?
It's not true. It's not true. It can't be true. Not Esther. No, Esther can't be dead. Esther, you're lying. Esther.
We're not lying.
How did it happen? How can it happen? How could it happen?
We don't know.
It's cruel. Who could do that to Esther? Who would do a thing like that? McDermott?
Just like I said, who else could have done it?
I should have killed him a long time ago. I always knew he was out to destroy me. Not Esther.
Where are you going, Jim?
To get my gun.
What good will that do?
It's the only way left for me now. It's the only language he understands. A gun.
One gun against McDermott is suicide.
What else can he do?
The tribe prepares for Esther's funeral. You know who took her life?
McDermott.
Now, wait a minute, Jim. You'll never get past McDermott's guns. And if you do, and you kill him without any proof, then you're open to a murder charge.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yes, it does. You're still the only hope for the Paiutes. Now, whoever stole the paintings has to be tied with Esther's death. So why don't we just find out if McDermott has those paintings?
He'll never let us get that close.
I come with you.
One spear and one wobbly gun.
Where are you going?
Where do you think?
Well, I figure my saloon won't be worth much now anyway. Not in McDermott's town.
Here they come.
Well, Callan, we didn't expect to see you for some time, considering the condition you was in when we last seen you.
I'm gonna kill you, McDermott.
Is that a fact? You better look behind you. You for or against all of us?
It doesn't matter. You're the only one I'm after. I'm gonna kill you for murdering my wife.
I didn't kill her. You did. When you come home drunk with no ticket to Washington, she finally faced up to what you are and killed herself.
You're lying. You killed her. I'm gonna kill you, McDermott.
Hold on, Jim. McDermott, we're looking for some paintings. I'd like to take a look in your store.
Cartwright, I told you the last time your welcome had run out.
Not yet. Not till he looks in your store.
What is all this?
That's my family. Which means the odds have changed.
Adam? Were you about to do something?
All of this because of a lousy Indian. You're stinking Indian squaw.
Don't try anything.
It's all over, fellas. Now clear up.
Jim, this is my family.
Jim?
How are you?
Adam, kind of figured you might have a little trouble.
And we kind of figured it was going to be Indian trouble.
No, the Indian trouble's about over.
Yeah, we'll tell you all about it. First, we gotta get you a ticket to Washington.
Thanks, Colonel.
Now remember, Hoss, as soon as you set that deal with Turner, you wire us, and we'll wire you the bank draft right away.
Oh, we've been through this 3 times.
Well, our statistics show that it takes an average of 4 reminders for you.
Besides, when you get a look at those big city women, you're liable to forget everything.
Oh, brother, you're a wee mite jealous, ain't you? Hi, Toby.
I heard you was riding with me this trip, Hoss. How far are you going?
All the way to Denver.
Keep an eye on him for us, will you, Toby? Denver's a big city.
Yeah, especially around the women folk there.
Oh, speaking of ladies, maybe I better check my women passengers. See if they want to stretch their legs a bit.
Hey, got some ladies on this trip, Toby?
Yeah, all the way from San Francisco. You ladies like to stretch your legs a mite?
Thank you, driver. It's a little cramped in there.
You'll enjoy a little walk.
Fine.
Son, you're gonna have to watch your language.
Yeah, well... Oh, boy. Huh. Oh, I'll see you.
Have a good trip, son.
Yes, sir. Take it easy, Joe. Adam.
Take care of yourself, brother.
Hi, ladies. Time to roll.
Come along, sister.
Mel?
are you ladies going?
All the way to Denver.
Just so happens I am, too. My name's Hoss Cartwright.
Horse?
No, ma'am, not horse. Hoss. H-O-S-S.
What a lovely name it is. I'm Sister Mary Kathleen, and this is Mother Veronica, my Mother Superior.
Howdy, ma'am.
We're a nursing order. Mother Veronica has just come all the way from Europe, the order's headquarters, on an inspection trip. We came around the Horn to visit the San Francisco house, and now we're going to Denver.
Please, Sister Mary Kathleen, must you ramble so?
I'm sorry, Mother Veronica. All Irish are afflicted with the running of the tongue. It's my greatest affliction. I pray about it all the time.
Yes. And now I think it is time for meditation. Perhaps it will help your affliction.
Yes, Mother.
If you ladies will pardon me, I think I'll go up and meditate in the hotel a while.
Mother in heaven. I felt for sure he would fall. He's a giant of a man. My Uncle Mordecai was like that.
Your Uncle Mordecai. This preoccupation with the exploits and deeds of this worldly uncle of yours is a weakness with you, sister, among others. You may do well to use the time to think on them.
Aye, but for sure he was a legend in Boston.
That Toby's the hardest one I ever tried to meditate with. I'll just put your luggage back there in your room unless you want to keep your purses here with you.
Purses? Those are our medical bags. We're a nursing order, don't you remember?
Put everything in there, please.
Yes.
The rate you talk, sister, it's hard for anyone to remember anything you have said.
Ladies, I'll round up old Sam and get us some grub put together. Be back in just a minute.
Grub? What is this scrub?
Oh, it means food. It's a Western expression I learned.
You learn many things rapidly, sister. Too bad they're not always the right things. I have a question about this grub, Mr. Hostler.
Sam's the name, miss. Just call me Sam.
Oh, Mr. Sam, what kind of condiments did you use?
Condiment?
Seasonings, like salt.
Oh, yes. Salt, pepper, onions, things like that.
And thyme. Did you use thyme?
Shucks, no. I whipped this up in a half hour.
No, Sam, that ain't what you meant.
Well, I did.
Yeah, no, but thyme is a seasoning like salt.
Oh, some of that stuff.
Yeah.
This dish is like the peasant food in Europe.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't like it.
Oh, I didn't say that. My parents were peasant farmers. I was brought up on food like this. It's made me nostalgic. The dishes will be taken care of. I'm sure you have other chores to perform.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that, ma'am.
Oh, it is woman's work now. Don't concern yourself.
I sure wish we had more women travelers like you, sister. Come on, Toby. Help me feed the stock.
Good.
Sister?
But, ma'am, ain't you gonna help her?
The sister's perfectly able of doing them herself.
Oh, no, thank you, Hoss.
Oh, but, ma'am, I want to help you.
No, please. I prefer to do it alone.
But, ma'am. Whatever you say, ma'am.
There's a certain violent beauty about this country of yours, Mr. Cartwright. Something bothering you about us, Mr. Cartwright?
Yes, there is. That little Sister Mary Kathleen in there.
What about Sister Mary Kathleen?
She's such a little slip of a gal to be in there doing all that work alone, like she was some sort of a servant or something.
But she is a servant of God. And as such, she has to learn humility and acceptance. It is my duty to teach her that.
Why?
Because she's a postulant in our order. Do you know what that means, Mr. Cartwright?
Some sort of a beginner?
Sister Mary Kathleen is a beginner. And as a beginner, she will have time to judge herself and to be judged whether she's worthy of taking the final vows of poverty, chastity, obedience, and becoming a nun.
Well, in that time, what if she decides she wants to go back to...
The worldly life? Oh, but of course. If she has any doubt in her mind, we would want her to do that.
And if she decides to stay?
Then she will serve her novitiate at the Denver Mission if the order judges her worthy.
Who in that order makes that decision?
Several people, Mr. Cartwright, including myself.
Well, I hope she gets what she wants.
And I, Mr. Cartwright, hope she gets what she's worthy of. Good night, Mr. Cartwright.
Night, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, dear. Sam, take it easy.
Safe journey. Go, go.
Looks like it's going to be another hot one.
I suppose so, Hoss.
You two ladies get out on the floor and stay there.
Where are you going?
I'm going up to help Toby.
enough. What's with him?
He's dead.
It's too bad, but he shouldn't have tried to run.
Where are the women?
There was women on the stage. Well, maybe we ain't gonna come out so dry after all. This stage carrying anything valuable?
I don't know. I'm just a passenger.
Come on, Wilson. Let's look through the rest of the stuff.
What's happened?
Well, the stage hit a chug hole.
Oh, my medical bag, please. Would you get my veil, please?
Huh?
My veil, my headdress.
Oh.
It's a nasty cut. I hope there's no concussion.
Where you people live?
I'm from near Virginia City.
You, sister?
Oh, I'm from Boston.
The other one, where's she from?
Well, all the questions. What do you want anyhow?
Well, now, we was hoping we'd find something worthwhile on the stage, but they ain't carrying nothing we can use. We figured that maybe you'd be carrying something, like money, huh?
Got a couple $100, that's all.
That's better than nothing. You, sister, how much you got?
They don't have nothing to do with money.
Seems to me it takes money, come all the way from Boston. How'd you pay for the tickets and such to come way out here?
Mother Veronica handled all the...
So she handled the money, huh? Move away from her.
Don't you touch her.
We don't want to hurt you, so don't give us the choice. Move away.
You ain't got no choice.
I said we don't want to hurt nobody. Now move away.
Wait. I'll get it. But you look away now. Here.
Thanks. I'll always remember you. And the other one. Let's go.
The money. You gave him the money. How much was in there?
I don't know. But it's hardly important. Mother Veronica is. Hoss, I think she's coming out of it. Mother Veronica, there was an accident to the stage. You had a nasty blow on your head. You take it easy.
Where's the driver?
He was killed in the accident.
Poor man. May God accept his soul. And those men that were following us,
They've gone.
what did they want?
They were bandits. They took what money we had and left.
My money belt. Where is it?
Well, they took it.
They took it. But how could they? How would they even know?
Well, I'm sorry, Mother Veronica, but I gave it to them.
Mother Veronica, it wasn't her fault. They would have taken the money anyway and perhaps even have harmed you doing it.
And how did they know I had it?
Well, they tricked me.
They tricked you. Do you know what that money was for? It was money for a hospital, for our mission in Denver.
Mother Veronica, how much money was in that belt?
$10,000. And now it's gone. The hospital, gone. My mission a failure.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're sorry, sister, for what? The suffering and death that will occur because of no hospital.
Mother, please.
Oh, spare me, sister. It reveals your lack of strength. I would have died rather than give up that money. The hospital. Died.
Well, we should be reaching another way station by sometime tomorrow anyhow, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright. Good night.
Night, ma'am. Hey, how about some more rabbit?
No, I shouldn't.
Why, sure you should. You got a long, hard day today.
Do you really think so?
Sure you should. Here. You know, anything will taste good when you're hungry enough.
I know. Except for the last few years, I think I've always been hungry.
How's that?
Well, I came over from Ireland with my parents to escape the famine. So many other Irish did the same thing, that jobs and food were scarce in Boston.
You must have had a pretty rough life. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was hard for thousands. I don't know what we would have done except for the church and the nuns.
They fed you?
Oh, they did more than that. They fed our souls, too. They made us feel that God had not forgotten us. I think that was when I decided I wanted to be a nun. Long ago, when I was a child.
What's them three things that Mother Veronica said you was going to have to live by?
Oh, poverty, chastity, and obedience. Poverty, I know. Chastity, I have. It's obedience that I can't seem to conquer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know, my pa never thought me and my brother was going to ever learn it.
Oh, you have a big family.
Well, hell, I got my pa and two brothers, Adam and little Joe. You saw them when we got there at the stagecoach.
Your family's all men?
Yes'm, all men.
Oh, well, you poor souls. Who cooks for you and takes care of you?
Well, we got Hop saying. We got a good life. Ranch is big, peaceful. We got food and comfort. And on top of all that, we got each other.
Oh, that sounds like heaven. Food and space to breathe and a family. Mother Veronica's right. My thoughts are worldly, and I enjoy them. She is right, though. I am stupid and weak.
I don't think you are.
Thank you, Hoss. But you won't be judging me. Mother Veronica will.
Mother Veronica.
Yes, Mr. Cartwright?
Ma'am, I'd like to talk to you for a minute if I could.
What about Mr. Cartwright?
Oh, first of all, ma'am, my name's just plain Hoss. You know, I feel like I used to when my little brother'd get in trouble and I'd have to go to my pa for him.
To plead for understanding? Like you come to me now for Mary Kathleen?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you plead for her, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, ma'am, she's so young.
But she's old enough to have strength and weakness.
But, you know, sometimes a body wants something so bad that, well, they make a lot of mistakes just trying too hard.
Wanting something very much does not always make it the thing you should have. That is the purpose of the novitiate, Mr. Cartwright. To separate those who truly want to be called from those who are truly called. If I seem harsh with her, I'm only trying to help. Mr. Cartwright, it is not a disgrace to leave the order or be refused by it. Many have faced it. And many have done more good for the world by becoming good wives and mothers than they ever would have as nuns.
Hey, anybody home? Hello? It's funny. Only one horse. Should have a bunch of relay horses out here for the next stage.
Maybe they abandoned this particular station.
No, ma'am, they wouldn't have done that. It's too far between stations like it is. Come on, let's check. Well, what do you know about that? The hostler took the horses to Owl's Point to report a stage that didn't arrive. That's us.
When will he return?
Says here he'll be back the day before the next stage arrives on Saturday. That's 3 days.
What shall we do?
Well, we'll stay here. There's fresh water at least here and maybe some grub. Let's go in and check. Hey, we're in luck. There's dried beans and jerky in there.
Jerky? Now, what is this?
Oh, jerky is a kind of a dried beef. It's awful tough, but it's tasty and nourishing.
Sure, and you have strange names of food out here. Grub and jerky.
Oh.
Oh, what was that?
Sounded like a moan.
Sounded like it came from this room.
Who is it? The hostler?
No, ma'am, it ain't.
Do you know him? Who is it?
He's the man who robbed us.
Where's the money?
He's out from the wound. Looks like he and that partner of his must have gotten in an argument over the money. He lost.
Get some water.
I'll get the medical bag.
Do as I say, get some water.
Wait a minute. I saw some in the other room. I'll get it.
No, please. Search him for the money.
Ain't nothing here except that empty gun belt. Looks like that partner of his took everything he had.
But then he must know where the money is.
Imagine that partner of his is long gone with it.
But we won't know until he tells us.
That's right.
Oh. Very well. Where is the money?
Well, don't shoot. You can have the money. Don't shoot.
He's delirious, ma'am, from that wound. That bullet's still in there.
If I can get the fever down, he'll be coherent.
Ma'am, that bullet can still kill him.
I'll get my bag. He's not going to die. And he will tell me where the money is.
How is he?
Oh, he seems to be breathing easier. Cleaning the wound probably helps stop the infection and reduce the fever.
Not conscious yet, though, huh?
No, not yet. How's Mother Veronica?
She finally dropped off to sleep out there in that big chair.
Oh, she needs the rest. She was in here most of the night, you know.
Hey, got a pot of coffee going out there. Won't you go out and get a cup? I'll stay in here and keep an eye on him.
Thanks, I will. Do you make good coffee, Hoss?
Ma'am, that's one thing a bachelor learns to do right.
I bet you drink too much of it then. You should get yourself a good wife who can cook.
Aim to do just that one of these days. Ma'am, wait a minute.
How do you feel?
Rocky. Where am I?
You're at a way station.
I remember. I didn't think I'd make it. Did you take the bullet out?
No.
You're...
That's right. We're the folks you robbed.
I told you to call me.
I was just about to call you.
I said immediately, not 1 minute, 3 minutes after he regained consciousness. Obedience, sister, obedience.
I'm sorry, Mother Veronica.
You're better. Now, where is the money?
I ain't got the money.
I find it difficult to believe a man like you.
Honest. I had a fight with my partner. He shot me. Took the money and left.
How do we know you were telling the truth?
Did you find the money on me, sister?
Ma'am, I think he's telling the truth.
He's lying. Come with me, sister.
I'm afraid you're in a heap of trouble.
You mean you're gonna turn me over to law?
If you live long enough.
What do you mean by that?
You still got that bullet in you. And if we don't get it out, you're gonna die. And that pretty much depends on them.
The nuns? What they got to do with it?
Well, they're also nurses. They got medical bags with the right kind of instruments to get that bullet out with.
Then get them in here.
You forget. You robbed them.
You do it, mister.
Oh. I wouldn't know how, even if I had the right tools. I could even kill you trying. Your only chance is with them.
And you make them do it, mister. No matter what I done.
What are you going to do about him, ma'am?
I have already done something about him, Mr. Cartwright.
That bullet. It's got to come out of there, ma'am. He might die otherwise.
Indeed, he might. And he might die if I try to take it out.
He's got a better chance with it out.
I have done everything I can for him.
All right. But I still say it's mighty risky business.
I wouldn't risk his life, Mr. Cartwright. Despite what he is, what he has done. But I think it is better to wait for a doctor and proper facilities. I think his condition is much better than he pretends. And he's lying about how he feels. Just as he is lying about the money.
I'm not. I swear it. You gotta help me. Please.
Easy, easy.
Always opened his wound. Would you get my medical back, please?
What are you going to do?
I think Haas is right. The bullet has to come out.
You trust his opinion rather than mine?
Years ago, my Uncle Mordecai came home from a fight. Well, I took a bullet out of him.
Your Uncle Mordecai. I told you I think this man is pretending.
But if I think I can remove the bullet...
Then you would disobey me?
You've told me I must be strong. Well, I'm trying to be. I think I can help this man.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You'll have to hold him. We've nothing to give him for the pain.
You know, sister, Mother Veronica could be right. Maybe he could make it till we could get him to a doctor.
And maybe he couldn't. Thank you, Hoss. But I must do what I have to do. First, let's get the bandage off. It's deeper than I thought.
He's passed out now. Should be easier.
Move over, sister. I'll take over. It's all right, child. Will you be able to help him?
Oh, yes, of course.
Then let's get to work. And let's hope he has a little of your Uncle Mordecai in him.
How is he?
Oh, his fever's down. I think he'll be all right.
Then you think we've done right by taking the bullet out, huh?
Only because Mother Veronica stepped in where I failed.
Yeah. Must have been pretty hard for her to save the life of a man that cost her that hospital.
I know. That hospital was to be the climax of her life. It was important, but I don't think she thought it more important than him.
Well, as soon as that stage comes, we'll get him into a sheriff and get the truth out of him. She may have that hospital yet.
Oh, I hope so. If only for Mother Veronica's sake. How is she?
Still asleep out there in a big chair.
Poor Mother Veronica. She's had so many disappointments. First the money and now me.
Yeah. What do you think she'll do about you and me?
Oh, she'll do what she has to do. I disobeyed. It's obedience I can't seem to conquer.
You know, Mother Veronica told me that a lot of girls didn't make it. But that didn't keep them from leading useful lives as wives and mothers.
But I don't know what else I'd do. I've I've always wanted to be a nun. Ever since I can remember.
Yeah, look, ma'am, I imagine you're pretty tired. Why don't you lay down over there in that bed and try to get some sleep?
I'll try.
You did him a favor. Now he can do you one. You know, Mary Kathleen, if you were to decide to go back home to Boston by San Francisco, would you come by the ranch and say hello?
Oh, that'd be nice. I'd like to meet your family and see your ranch. What do you call it?
The Ponderosa.
Oh, that's a lovely name. The Ponderosa. Oh, wouldn't your father and your brothers mind me invading your bachelor kingdom?
Certainly not. They'd be proud to have you. And if you do leave the order,
Oh, Hoss, pray that that doesn't happen.
I'll pray for whatever makes you happy, ma'am.
Mr. Cartwright! Mr. Cartwright!
Stay right where you are. I didn't die after all, sister.
Then you were lying.
Only a little. My partner really did shoot me, take off for the money. But I got the last shot, and I aimed better.
Where have you had that money?
He buried it by the corral.
For this much money, a man will do anything, bullet in him or not. With a bullet out, I got a real chance now. So get out of my way. Don't, big man. Last time you only got your head cracked. This time you'll die.
You foolish child. What are you hurt?
It's my chest. The horse's hooves.
I'll get my bag, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, no. No, hold me, Mother.
Why did you do it? Why did you do such a foolish thing?
I had to. For it was a question of strength. Was it not?
Yes, my child.
And I was strong. Wasn't I?
Yes, sister. You were strong.
I'm sorry I won't get to see your father and your brother's horse. And that peaceful ranch. The
Ponderosa.
Aye. Such a lovely name. The Ponderosa. We make it a fine hospital, Mother. And say a prayer for me.
Here you are, Clint.
I showed the hostler how to change the bandage. He should be able to travel by the time the next coach arrives.
I'll see to it that he's delivered to the sheriff, ma'am. These medical bags, I figured you'd probably want them down with you instead of up on the top.
Oh, yes, thank you. Would you like to keep Sister America things?
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, would Sister Mary Kathleen have been accepted into the order?
No, I don't think she would have. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, she got the money back for the hospital. She had to be strong to do that.
Oh, she did a strong and magnificent thing. But in her case, that wasn't only a question of strength. She could have never rejected the world she loved so much. Your world suffered a greater loss than ours.
Yes.
May God always be with you, House.
Thank you, ma'am.
And now we must go on.
Chào các mọi người, và hôm nay mình đem lại về một chiếc xe Honda CR-V, xe sản xuất 2020 bản 1.5 turbo. Xe có phiên bản màu trắng và vừa rồi thì đã trải qua mùa nước lũ, vì vậy là đã bơi lội một chút. Tuy nhiên là không ảnh hưởng gì. Nhưng mà trước tiên báo giá thì em sẽ quay tổng thể chiếc xe chạy bằng xe. Xe trang bị hệ thống đèn LED rất là đẹp, biểu tượng Honda của Nhật Bản, là biểu tượng thương hiệu.